Hello, friends. 798 days of war between Russia and Ukraine. There are changes on the front lines as well as deep inside both the countries because of deep interdiction missions and various other reasons, of course. But before I start giving you the ground position on the war zone, I must congratulate all my viewers and the working class of the globe, of the world, including oppressed people, nationalities, minorities, and tribes, especially the women, on May Day. Wishing you a happy and successful Labor Day and for the emancipation of yourself and the entire humanity, including the climate on our earth. Well, in southern war zone, starting from Kherson, no major changes. Krinky is being held by Ukrainians, even though only 10%. They have their brigades. Coming to Zaporizhia front in Orikho sector, Russians have been able to push Ukrainians from the center of Rabotin, and Ukrainians are forced to withdraw partially from that side even towards Kopani. Rimivki salient, the offensive operation by the Russians have increased towards Steromayersky and Urozane. However, there are no changes. Coming to east on Marinka front, no Mikhailivka. West of it, no changes, as Russians seems to be reorganizing, bringing their reinforcements and regrouping at this moment. And similar situation, though they have marginally advanced towards Konstantinovka, no changes towards Paraskovivka. Pobeda, no changes. Georgievka, that is west of Marinka, some marginal gains for the Russians. But they made advance tactically towards Krasnogorovka, that is north of Marinka. Coming to Avdivka now, west of it towards Netai, Lufo and Yasno Brodovka, no changes. Umansky again, no changes. Semyonovka, fierce battle continuing, and similar situation towards Berdichi, where the Russians hold 97%, but yet Ukrainian presence can be felt. North of Divka, where there have been changes, Novobath Mutivka, which was taken over on 29th itself of previous month, no changes. Solovievo, Russians made advance west and south of it, where they hold now 25%. Ocheretino, Russians advanced forward towards Arkhangelsk, northwest of Ocheretino. Novokalinovo, Russians advanced on the outskirts, nothing much inside. And as far as Keramik is concerned, it has been fully taken over by the Russians. ISW, however, says that Russians were not able to make any gains as far as Avdivka front is concerned. Sources unknown, which is contradictory. Coming to Bakhmut now, in southern flank, no changes towards Klishivka. West of it, that is towards Krasnoye, which continues to be under its control, because we do get contradictory informations in between, as Ukrainians are continuing their offensive operations in this region. Chasiv Yar, where the battle is on, just on the outskirts, where the Russians have been able to penetrate a little bit, but no major changes. Kalinovo, Russians made some advance, but no big changes. One of the information says that Canal micro district, Russians made some advance and forced Ukrainians to withdraw, and now Russians have reached almost on the footsteps of Seversky Donetsk Donbass Canal. This is yet to be confirmed. North of Soledar, that is towards Siversk sector, Vimka, Varkhny, Komansky and Belgorovka, no changes. In northern war zone that is adjacent to Kharkiv, Liman front, Ukrainians made gains after 2 to 3 days of serious counterattacks on Yampulovka. Turning no changes, fight continues on the eastern part of it. Kupiansk direction, Russians have made some gains towards Peshanoe, Kotlyarowka, and also towards Kisloka, where they hold now almost 40%. Fresh offensive operations have been reported by the Russians on the entire northern front, especially towards Kupiansk direction, and it is expected that in the next month the Russians will launch a major offensive. However, nothing can be said for sure. Coming to Palestine, Israel, Middle East war zone, Hamas senior leader reportedly has said that his name is Khalil Al Haya that Hamas will lay down arms if two-state solution is implemented. Hamas military wing will be disbanded. I doubt this statement, but though I read it, I thought of sharing it. As far as Israel offensive concerned on Gaza front, there is nothing much special. It continues shelling northern as well as southern Gaza strips. Nothing special on Rafah and Khan Yunis. West Bank, another raids by the Israeli security forces continuing. Lebanon Bank, mutual shelling continues. Huge protests world over, as I have said earlier also, in support of Palestinian forces continuing against Israelis. Massacre continuing, and this took place all across American universities where more than 1,000 students and other opposition leaders have been detained in last 10 days or so. This protest continues in Germany, even in Israel and other places. In Red Sea, Houthis continue their attack on various moving ships belonging to America and allies. So that brings an end to my talk today, friends. I must say, which I didn't add, that interdiction missions from both the sides continuing. Ukrainians launched ATACMS long-range missiles in Crimean Peninsula. Almost 8 of them, no major damages reported, and Russians are continuing as before. Well, see you tomorrow. Thank you.